Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Had Madara sealed inside of him at birth. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other What Ifs over the other channels. What If Naruto was an exiled Saiyan trained by Vados, and enjoy that guys. I also post a brand new episode of Anime Prince of What If Naruto had the most powerful Kekitoda, so go ahead and enjoy that as well guys. And remember, for new, yes I did have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, Anime Prince, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy, so go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all for your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode begin now guys. So, the last time we left off, the council came to the agreement, as Hinata would be living with the Hyugas. That morning Naruto woke up, he was so happy, because him and Hinata had been adventurous, and they had leapt over the walls, and they had made their way throughout the village. They had returned before the time was up though, but they still had a wonderful time together outside the walls. As Naruto was making his way, he heard people talking about being adopted. As Naruto was searching at his room, as he saw the plushie toy there, he grabbed it and rushed. When he arrived, Hayashi was holding Hinata by the hand. As he was leading her away, she was in tears. Naruto yelled out to her as the keeper there tried to hold him, but Naruto bit his hand and rushed after her. As Naruto hugged her, she hugged onto him as he slipped the plushie in her hand and he told her he will never forget about her. He was then grabbed by 3 of the securities there as he yanked him away. The man then threw him to a room and told him to pack his things because he was leaving today, as he was pissed off. Naruto was then tossed out of the orphanage. Months passed after that, as we found Naruto peeping his head out of the alley. Naruto has been living on his own ever since, causing trouble and chaos, as the people call him the thief and demon, as Naruto stole what he needed. He had found a secret little place in the monument. A giant place was probably used for something else, but now it was Naruto's home. His wonderful place where he cooked, eat, and everything. While that was going on, at the hidden rain, Yaiko, the wielder of the Rinnegan, just saw his best friend Nagato died, and he lost it. He ended up freeing Konan and went after Hanzo. Some time passed, but their troops could not find Hanzo as he used his teleportation jutsu to get away. However, Yaiko promised that he would become this world god, and he would save the land, as Konan was right by his side, as he was going to make a big difference, creating a new group with more powerful members that changed this entire world in the process. Back at Konoha, Hinata has been there for a couple of months now. She had seen the cruelty of this clan, despite not being a part of it. The members had trained her to move like the Hyugan Jayugen. However, she was not right fit for it. Hayashi had trained her ruthlessly. Her guard Neji tried to protect her, however, she was unable to keep up, so Neji had to come in. And for punishment, Hayashi electrocuted both Neji and his own brother with the seal on their head, causing them immense physical and mental pain, as Hinata couldn't believe that they would do that to their own family. The more time passed, so the more she missed Naruto. While that was going on, Shisui Uchiha, one of the strongest Uchiha right now in the Uchiha clan, was watching over Naruto. The Uchiha Council had a theory. They were all able to see the black flames, and not to mention someone riding the 9 tails. They truly believed that it was Uchiha Madara returning back and wreaking havoc on the Leaf. However, the problem was, where was he? The barrier had kept everything inside. They truly believed that he was sealed inside of Naruto along with the 9 tails. A daunting thought, to know that that child had not just the 9 tails, but one of the greatest Uchihas to ever live. That is why Shizu was given the mission to watch over Naruto. Shisui laughed his ass off that day for a long while as he watched Naruto create havoc. As Naruto knew the village in and out by now, marking locations, so he was able to escape and get through, without anyone catching him. Genma chasing after him, others chasing after him. However, none of them stood a chance against him, as Naruto was able to slip in and out, without anyone coming his way. He became the demon thief of Konoha once again, stealing and moving about as Shisui watched him enter into a weapon shop as he wondered, what was he gonna do now? Find the whole thing rather hilarious. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys again switch across the play, check it out for yourself, and what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode guys, begin now. Naruto had a hat on and new clothing, as he was able to walk around the weapon shop without anyone knowing who he was. Looking around, he grabbed a large empty box as he started to fill it with a lot of tools, such as kunai, shurikens, smoke bombs, explosive tags, ninja wires, and more. By the time he filled it up, one of the workers was behind him, as Naruto turned in shock. Hey, it was a girl. She looked to be around his age. That's a lot of stuff you got there. You must have a lot of money. Are you ready to buy? I can ring everything up for you. My daddy owned the shop, and he's teaching me how to run the place. Naruto looked at the girl like she was stupid. She looked his age, yes. She had two bun on the top of her head. He almost thought that he was gone, or he thought that there was an adult standing behind him, but it was just his girl. So he played the act perfectly. My mom is outside with the money, he said. I'll go run out and tell her it's time to come and buy, he said. I'll be right back. The girl nodded happily with a smile. Great. I'll be waiting at the cash register when you come back, she told him. Naruto nodded slowly, surprised his quick plan had worked. Hey, it wasn't his problem this girl was gullible. As he turned and walked out the door, leaving the girl behind him. Of course he wouldn't come back for any time soon, so she would have to wait for a very long time. Shisui, who was watching Naruto, shook his head in wonder as he saw Naruto trip the girl and walked out. He had just escaped with a large box of stolen items. This kid was golden. This was gonna be one hell of a week watching Naruto. Itachi would definitely have to come and spy with him. However, Naruto ran into someone as his box dropped, causing several items to fall out. Naruto quickly scooped up everything and placed them back. Shisui's eye widened though as he saw who Naruto had run into. It was a 19-year-old Kakashi Hatake. Kakashi looked down from his book to see the small child, picking up so much items that just fall from the box. His one eye widened for a split second as he realized who it really was. It's rather funny running into him here. That's a lot of stuff you have there, he commented, as Naruto stuffed them back in the box. Naruto gave his average kid smile, keeping his face aloof, like a normal kid as he packed everything. Yeah, there was a sale today, and my mommy bought all of this so I can grow up and become a big strong ninja like my dad. Naruto lied, as Kakashi simply nodded, knowing that he was lying. Yes, that would make sense. If the store did have a sale today, and you actually did have parents, he said. He eye-smiled at the wide-eyed Naruto. However, the problem was, when Kakashi eye-smiled at someone, he closed his one eye that was visible. So that is the reason why he did not see Naruto rush up to him, as Naruto kicked him right in the nuts. Shisui collapsed on the building laughing as he watched Naruto jumped over Kakashi carrying the box as he ran. Shisui was barely able to catch that Naruto jump into one of the sewer systems. As he was laughing so hard, he barely paid attention. Oh boy, did he have a story to tell Itachi when he got back. This kid was golden. Time skip. Several days later, Hyuga Manor in the morning. Hinata sighed as she got out of bed. She walked over towards the window as she stared through it. It was Saturday, and Haichisama decided to give her a day off. Ever since she turned 5, he had been training her much harder. The fact that she woke up a bit sore backed up her idea a lot. Still, she would do her best to enjoy what he had graciously given her. But she had no idea what she was supposed to do. He strictly instructed her not to leave the Haiga compound, just like last week, and the one before that. So all she did was either sit in her room or spend some time in the library reading scrolls. There was nothing fun to do in this place. Even Neji dedicated his time to train. And the only other person close to her age was Hanabi, Hayashi's firstborn daughter, and she was only 2 years old. She followed her father around, now walking, and while Hinata found her cute and enjoyed spending time with her, it was only much fun as it was for a while. She might as well head up to the roof. That was the most fun thing she could do here. She left Kitsune behind on the bed, not wanting to drop more anything outside. As she climbed up to the roof by taking the window, as she found the morning rather beautiful. As she hugged her knees to her chest as she stared at the people that she saw throughout the village. Luckily, her manor was at the edge of the compound, so no Hyuga would be able to see her, without their byakugan at least. And she could see the village. And she instantly wondered what Naruto was doing in the orphanage. She hoped he was alright. The adults always treat him badly. However, she was always there to protect him. But now that she was not, she really hoped that he wasn't hurt. But she knew it was bad. If only she could somehow help him, or at least know that he was alright. Suddenly, her eyes widened. As she stood up straight, there was a way that she could help him. If she could somehow escape the compound and climb up the orphanage and climb up to the dumpster side, she could see him. That was perfect, she thought. She paced around on the roof as she pushed her fingers together in excitement. She would be able to see him again. But how would she get out of the compound, she thought. What would Naruto do? Her eyes wandered around. She saw a tree close to the roof. A few branches that led to the compound wall. She took a deep breath as she wondered, was this gonna work? She walked over towards the tree as she jumped, hooking onto a branch as she pulled herself up. She then crawled and crawled until she was on the other side. Then she got to her feet and slowly started to walk across. However, there was a pretty long drop to the ground, and there was nothing to cushion her fall. She started to breathe heavily as she clutched the tree branch, hoping that she wouldn't fall. However, the branch that she was on was pretty small. As she heard cracking, her eyes went wide as she was about to climb down. Crack! She plummeted to the ground, squealing in surprise. She tried to land on her feet using her reflex, however she hit the ground hard as she rolled around painfully, releasing a painful grunt. She covered her mouth, waiting for the pain to go away. She slowly got up as she brushed herself off. As she realized that she was out, a big grin spread on her face as she quickly jogged down the street, trying to get away before anyone noticed she escaped. About an hour later, she finally walked down the correct walls that led to the alleyway that led towards the dumpster that she and Naruto had climbed down. However, her eyes widened. The dumpster had been moved. It was on the other side. She would have to climb on the other house. She rushed over as quickly as she could, using a small stoop there as she climbed up. It didn't take her too long and she dropped down in the dumpster. However, this house was taller than the last one, so she would have to climb up a bit by herself. There was a latch onto the window, which she used to climb up on. As she jumped across, as she was finally on top of the roof wall, now she had to make a big leap. She took a deep breath. She was gonna see Naruto no matter what as she ran. She jumped. However, she did not make it fully as she landed right on the edge of the wall. She quickly hung on as her feet were dangling. However, her hand slipped off. Her eyes went wide. Was this it for her? She wondered. As she was falling, she closed her eyes until she felt something grab her. She was still suspended. She was not on the ground. A few minutes earlier, Naruto was jumping from roof to roof as he was placing all the traps up there. As he realized that he was close to the orphanage, as he kept on moving, Naruto was studying every ounce of the village so that he could escape. After all, one wrong move and he would get the snot beaten out of him by a couple of tunings if they caught him. That is why he was moving from roof to roof, setting up traps. That is when he noticed something as he looked down. Back to the present time. Hinata's eyes widened as she looked up into the bluest eyes that she'd ever seen, as she couldn't believe it. Naruto? When Naruto was jumping from roof to roof, there were so many things he was keeping his eyes out for. Ninjas that might try to follow him. Owners of said houses. What he never expected to see was Hinata. As she was hanging on the ledge, he quickly jumped to the roof of the orphanage and caught her. Naruto pulled her up, his face spread in a wide grin. The realest, happiest grin he has put on since she was gone. Hinata, what are you? He was cut off as she enveloped him in a big hug. He quickly hugged her back as they held on to each other. As Naruto pulled back, looking at her, laughing ecstatically, unable to stop himself. What are you doing here? He said. He was shocked. He never expected to see her so soon. I escaped from the clan today, she said. I came to see you. Naruto was taken aback. She ran away from her clan to come and see him. He looked around. We should probably go somewhere else, he said, taking her hand. Let's go, he said. Time skip. Hokage Monument. Naruto brought her up on top of the Hokage Monument, where they now sat, looking at the village. There was so much they wanted to each other, however, they just didn't know where to start. For a while, they just stared at one another, taking each other's images and filling their memory up. After only seeing him in memory, him doing the same for her, it was so delightful to see each other in person. His hair had gotten longer and a bit more messy. Hers has also grown out, however her hair went straight into her back, unlike his shaggy hair. How was the orphanage? She said, looking at him with concern. For some reason, this caused him to snort and laugh. As she wondered, did she ask something wrong? I wouldn't know, he said. I haven't been there for half a year now. What? Did you run away? She asked. No, they kicked me out. The day you left, said Naruto. When I was trying to get you, I beat the leader of the orphanage, and they got angry. So I was thrown into my room and told to pack everything up, and then I was kicked on the street. What? Hinata screamed. As she clenched her fists. How could they do that? That's horrible, she said. No, it's alright, really, said Naruto, trying to calm her down because she was pissed off. The fact that she cared about him so much, it made him feel warm inside. Really, really warm. I found my own place to live. How do you eat? She asked. She screamed once again, almost like an angry mother. Naruto scratched the back of his head, trying to find the best way to tell her. Well, for a while, I just ate out of the dumpsters. It wasn't too bad actually, as he tried to make it sound better than it did. Strange, her being silent was much more louder than her shouting. She was shaking like a volcano about to erupt, her fist clenched. But I stopped after a couple of weeks. I learned how to hunt in the woods and training grounds, and I started to steal good and healthy food, said Naruto. She took a deep breath as she tried to calm herself down. It was almost midday, and she didn't want to ruin her reunion with Naruto by screaming at him. She was about to ask more about his life when she noticed something on his cheek. She pushed his bangs away. What is this? Where did you get this? She said as she saw a rather large bruise on his cheek. Did the villagers or ninjas beat him up? If they did, there was no way that she would allow something like that to happen. She would run away from the Hyugas to make sure that no one would ever hurt him again. Naruto cursed in his mind that she found his bruise. He wanted to enjoy his time with her. He didn't want her to just worry about the things that he was going through. He thought back. Should he lie to her and say that he tripped? No. Lying to his best friend would not be the good thing to do. Maybe one little lie though, so that she wouldn't get upset. Yeah, he didn't want to see her sad. Oh, I tripped over myself when I was walking up some stairs, and I kind of hit my face, he said to her. He watched her carefully, hopefully that she would believe him. Hinata sighed. She felt her eyes tear up as she leaned against him. Be careful, silly, she said, trying to giggle in his shirt and wipe away her tears at the same time, as she hated crying in front of him. I just don't want you to get hurt, okay? As she looked up towards him. You don't have to worry about me, said Naruto. I've gotten stronger. I've trained myself, and I work hard every day. As she nodded. Me too, she said. I've been training with my new family every day, she said. At this, Naruto started to get worried. They aren't training you too hard, are they? As he looked over her and noticed something. Hey, what's this? Upon close inspection, he saw a faint bruise on her arm. She started to worry as well, as she didn't want Naruto to have to worry about her. Oh, this, she said, pulling her arm back. This is nothing, she said. And no, my training is going just fine. Naruto sighed and shrugged it off. He didn't want to spend their time together, talking about their misfortune. Here, said Naruto as he got up. As he took her hand, let me show you something. She followed him as they walked into the woods nearby. She watched as he walked up to a large rock that was surrounded by bushes. She watched as he pulled the covers away. It looked like a camouflage, as she saw a large opening leading down. Let me show you where I live, she said. Whoa, she thought. She was stuck at that boring compound. How much she wished that she could be out here with Naruto, having a load of adventures, going all over the village, living through a gigantic underground tunnels, stealing from shops and running away. The excitement, she wanted that. She wanted to be here with him mostly. This was his home, his domain, as Naruto had set things up perfectly inside. She looked around in wonder as she couldn't believe it. He also had a gigantic map of Konoha on the wall. He had a load of weapons. As she looked around, shocked, never expecting this. As he showed her his place and showed her around. Oh, she wished she could just stay here with him, but she knew. If they found out that she was not there, they would search for her. And perhaps they would try to blame Naruto. And that is something she never wanted to happen. Time skip. Ah, there he is, said Shisui. As he jumped on several buildings before he landed on the edge. He's right down there, coming out of a sewer. Is this really going to work, my brick? 12-year-old Itachi Uchiha landed beside his best friend and asked. As he saw the boy but someone else was there, a girl climbed out with him. Didn't you say he traveled alone? He turned to Shisui, who seemed shocked as well. Yeah, as far as I know, he's never partnered up with anyone. He's always been alone. It took them a few minutes until he recognized her. That's Hinata Senju. What in the world was she doing with Naruto? That's interesting, Itachi noted. After having lunch at a crowded fast food place, with the both of them covering up their face for the most part, they traveled through Konoha, but she had to return, as the time was getting late. As they made a deal, they would meet up once again Saturday, every Saturday in the morning on top of the monument. However, he had to show her something else once more. As Naruto brought her to a location, Hinata climbed as she looked over the hill. There was a mountainside with a beautiful waterfall that was pouring down, the twilight making it look just spectacular. It's beautiful, she said. A distance away, so this is what you want to show me, Itachi asked, as he looked towards Shisui. I'm telling you, you just came on a bad day. Usually, he do all these super funny things and trick all these ninjas. I think this has something to do with the Senju girl. I've never seen her with him before. Do you think they were friends before? Not sure, Itachi said. Maybe they're what, Shisui said, as Itachi had just stopped talking. Glancing up, he saw Itachi, Sharingan activated, glancing off into the distance. What is it? A concerned look was on Itachi's face as he glanced out. Itachi then whispered, I can see someone. No, several ninjas. Hiding in the trees over there, he said, pointing towards the tree where he was looking. Shishu's Sharingan activated, as he could see the powerful signature of several ninjas. They had to be at least Jonin level ninja. They're not from around here. I've never seen them before, Shisui said. Itachi nodded. They must be here to capture Hinata or Naruto. Shisui pulled out a kunai. Then let's go and get them before they can. However, Itachi stopped him. What are you doing? He asked. We have to save them. No. We need to know what they're here for. Foolish villains tend to reveal their plan in their monologue before they attack. These might do the same. We need to know if they're after Naruto or Hinata. And more importantly, we need to know what Naruto will do in defense. Shisui looked at him like he was crazy. What do you mean what he will do in defense? As Itachi sighed, if I'm not incorrect, I believe that you were on a mission to spy on Naruto. Not for the fun of it, to see if Madara Uchiha is sealed inside him or not. This could be our chance. Shisui's eye widened as the situation came to him. If that was true, Naruto might draw on Madara's power. Then they can see into his chakra system and see if Madara was there. Just wait for now, Itachi said. Back with Naruto and Hinata. They glanced at the waterfall for a couple of minutes. It's time for me to go back. Oh yeah, said Naruto. Thank you, she said. For what, said Naruto. Today. It was truly amazing, she said, poking her hands together nervously, a little habit of hers. Thanks for showing me everywhere, it was really wonderful. I can't wait to meet up with you next week. He was about to tell her that it was his pleasure when something caught his attention behind her. Uh-huh, very touching, a voice said. Hinata snapped around quickly. Suddenly, 3 ninjas jumped in the clearing, staring at them. Naruto saw their forehead protectors, the symbols he had never seen before. Who are you? He said, as he stood in front of Hinata protectively, pushing her behind him. The main ninja walked forward. I would assume that someone as important as Senju would be guarded all the time, especially after the destruction of the clan. The Raikage sent 3 of us to fight off anyone guarding you, but I see that you have no guards, except for a mere child. He's not even an OTB Academy student. Naruto quickly reached for a kunai. This was not good. They said that they were sent by the Raikage to fight off anyone guarding Hinata. It meant that they either wanted her dead or they want to capture her. What do you want with Hinata? Said Naruto. Hearing that they could fight off anyone guarding her, they had to at least be akin to a Jonin or Anvu. So they were strong, Naruto thought. Isn't that obvious, brat? She's a Senju. With her blood integrated into our clans, we will be so much stronger. We could have our own Senju clan as well, controlled by the cloud. Naruto cursed, not knowing what to do. If he waited for them to attack, they would overwhelm him and get to her. His only option was to catch one of them off guard. Damn it, He should have really set some traps out here. He pulled out several more kunais in a flash as he hurled them at the group as hard as he could. However, they bat them away without even blinking an eye. Ah, a feisty one you are. Don't kid yourself. Quickly, take them out. The two beside him dashed towards Naruto. Naruto's hand reached in his pouch and pulled out several smoke bombs as he threw them on the ground. The moment the cloud of smoke erupted, Naruto grabbed her hand and sprinted off. However, the ninjas leap out of the smoke and start to give chase to them. Naruto pulled out several kunai as the explosive tag and threw them. Just like before, a large explosion went off, but this one was much more violent. As they continued to run, Naruto's eyes fell on the village that was off in the distance. There was no way that they could make it back safely. However, the main ninja flashed in front of them as he kicked Naruto in the chest, causing both him and Hinata to be thrown back, seeing that he was holding onto her hand. Naruto gasped for breath as he looked around, as the three ninjas were surrounding them. As Naruto reached in his pouch looking for what he had left, several shuriken and one more explosive tags. Damn it, he had used all of his things setting up traps around the village. As he pulled out a kunai and the explosive tag, wrapping the tag around the sharp blade, he wrapped it tight. The three ninjas stopped as they got cautious just in case. You'd think that using the same attack again would get us this time. The head ninja mocked him, clearly amused by his tactics. That's the difference between a ninja and a little brat like yourself. You don't use your brain. So why don't you go ahead and do your worst? The man was full of confidence, thinking that Naruto wouldn't be able to do him anything. As Naruto looked towards the tag in his hand, he might die, however he will make sure that Hinata live. As Naruto hurled it up in the air, the three of them were confused. When the kunai reached the peak of its throw, it exploded, filling the place with sound. The other two laughed at Naruto, thinking that he did something stupid. However, the main one got serious as he realized what he did. We may not be able to defeat you three, said Naruto, but the envoys will be here soon, and you guys are screwed. The other two stopped laughing. Why, you little... You know, I don't like killing children, but I'll make an exception just for you. He reappeared after vanishing right in front of Naruto as he kicked him right in the chest. However, this time he grabbed him and lifted him in the air as he pulled a kunai out, smiling menacingly. This is it for you, kid. You're gonna die, causing us problems. Naruto's eyes traveled to where Hinata was. The two other ninjas advanced towards her. She fought them off with palm strikes. However, they still overpowered and grabbed her. She bit one of their hands. Naruto, help, she yelled. However, one of them chopped her in the neck as she fell unconscious. As Naruto struggled, no, he refused to let them take her. No! His attention was brought to the man that was choking him, about to kill him. He had been having such a perfect day, and this man threatening him, and now they were trying to take Hinata away. No, he refused to let them take her. He refused. However, he was losing oxygen fast as he clawed the man's hand. Naruto subconscious. Naruto's world just seemed to black for a second there. Are you gonna let him die? Just like that. A tall man stood there as he looked towards a cage inside Naruto's subconscious. After a few small seconds, two eyes snapped open. Demonic glowing orbs. It was a nine-tailed fox as it growled. You think I care about the human? He snarled as the water on the floor rippled. Uchiha Madara, the man that carelessly addressed the Kyuubi, scoffed. You and I both know if he dies, we die as well. Do not fake ignorance of the matter. Oh mighty lord of the foxes, he said in a mocking tone. The fox got up to its full height. Be careful the way you address me, he said. You forget the power I have. I'm not human like you. I do not bleed like you. My chakra is strong enough to heal wounds that other bijus have attacked me with. This small wound in his head is nothing to me. Madara sighed. And you fox, he said. You forget who is behind bars. Kept in a cage like a misbehaved pet. The fox roared as Madara here blew back. However, he did not move. Red chakra snipped out of the cage as it wrapped around the place, flooding everything. Don't assume that these bars won't stop me from killing you, Uchiha. The red chakra started wrapped around Madara. However, Madara simply closed his eyes. When he opened them, the eternal Mangete was revealed. You could not kill me out in the real world, and you won't be able to kill me in here either. The red chakra burst into black flames as a ring of black fire as Madara's step walked through it. As he simply walked away, I see you don't want to cooperate with me. Farewell. I will tell you what your job is. This vessel of ours, Namikaze and Naruto, is not strong enough to support Both are for a massive chakra. So we will divide our powers amongst him. I will take control of his consciousness, his body and his eyes. And you protect his body with your chakra from the inside. Heal him when he's wounded and protect him from any attack. Together, he will become invincible, and so would we. The fox snarled, but he did not argue. As much as he hated the ninja, what he said was logical. Trying to flood Naruto with both of their chakras would kill them all. Back on the outside, the head ninja pulled the kunai back, ready to end the kid, as Naruto's eyes shot open instead of the blue ones that were there a second ago. Crimson eyes, that strange black pattern. Was that a Sharingan? Was that even possible? He had never seen a Sharingan that looked like this before. Before he could even move his eyes pulse. As the ninja world started to fade into red, he instantly dropped the boy as he clutched his head, screaming as loud as he could. Pain, immense, agonizing pain flooded through his core. His mind was blanking out, however, it would not allow him to pass out. Even when he shut his eyes, he could still see those eyes, those strange red eyes glaring down at him. His hand reached towards the kunai that he dropped as he tried to end his suffering. However, Naruto's feet stepped on his hand with enough force to crush it, pushing through the arm and cracking, tearing through the tissue and muscle. The man screamed out, why? Why wouldn't he die? As it was Naruto's turn to glare at the man with his Mangekyou. You won't die, not just yet. I almost pity you for what you're about to go through. Naruto said, his voice. It certainly didn't sound like it belonged to him. Just then the man screaming stopped as he rolled over, his body still. The two ninjas from behind dropped Hinata as they look on in fright. Inside of Naruto's subconscious, the man appeared. As he looked around confused, where am I? What did you do to me, brat? Laughter could be heard. Dark, demonic laughter. The man turned. What he saw was a beast. A gigantic beast hovering over him. Those red eyes glaring down at him as a fox opened its mouth and rushed towards him. The man screamed in fright. Back outside, as Naruto stood there. What did you do, brat? Naruto's eyes snapped towards the man as killer intent that the man had never felt before rushed through him. He dropped to his knees, clutching his chest. As Naruto shot forward, his speed caused him to clear the distance rather quickly. He had grabbed the kunai that the leader had dropped and sliced. The thing burst right through the man's throat, removing his head in the process. The remaining one dropped his weapon. Please, spare me, he begged, as he instantly recognized that he was outmatched. If he looked closely, he could swear that he saw a red feint covering the boy's body. As Naruto looked at him curiously for a moment, like he was considering the option. No, he said. Amaterasu. Black flames swallowed the man as he cried out in agonizing pain. He tried his best to put out the flames, but nothing would work. As after a few minutes he stopped screaming. He then snapped his finger as the flames disappeared. He needed to make sure that the envoy and police force were able to identify the bodies after all. He turned his gaze towards the bushes as two ninjas jumped out, kunai in hand. Upon seeing them, Naruto chuckled, amused. They were Uchihas. He thought about saying something to them. However, he decided against it. He'd done enough already. Releasing control on Naruto's body, he receded back into his subconscious as Naruto's eyes returned back to blue. But just before he fell unconscious, his blue eyes paled out before they got dull, as he then collapsed down to the ground. Time skip. Konoha Hospital. When Naruto regained consciousness, he kept his eyes closed, as he took time to calm himself, as he wondered where he was, using his ears, and his feeling of touch. He was in a bed, soft one, and a bit hard as well. Some part soft, some part rough. And the smell, and also the beeping. Hospital. He searched his memories, trying to find out why he was here. Many times when he woke up in the hospital, it was when he was younger in the orphanage. Members had injured him, usually knocking him unconscious. But he had left the orphanage, so why was he here now? Hinata. Those ninjas that came. The kidnapper from Kumo. And he was choked. And he then passed out. His memory ended there, which shocked him greatly. Had she survived? As Naruto snapped open his eyes, and he froze. Something was really wrong. because he could not see a damn thing. Was it late at night? No, that was impossible. Because he could hear the birds outside, and he could hear the people outside the room and the beeping of the machine. Then why was his room so dark? What's going on? What's going on? Don't move around so much, kiddo. Naruto snapped his head to the side. Someone was in the room with him. You don't want to hurt yourself, the voice said once again, sighing at the end. Naruto checked himself for weapons. However, he had none. Who are you? Why is everything dark, said Naruto. As Naruto scooted away. Everything isn't dark, actually. It's a beautiful day outside. Like most others, he said. The room is full of light, can't you see that for yourself? Naruto shook his head in disbelief, as he did not want to follow the logic the man was telling him. I don't believe you. Just turn on these lights, and let me get out of here, said Naruto. As he scooted off the bed and walked towards where he thought the door was, as he moved his hand across the wall until he found a light switch, as he switched it on. However, the room was still dark. I'm blind, said Naruto. The man sighed sadly. Yes, that's what the doctor told me at least. As Naruto started to choke up. How was it possible? Had the foreign ninja taken out his eyes? No, he still had them. Then why would he lose his vision all of a sudden? My dreams, Naruto said to himself. How will I live? How will I steal? I'll never become a ninja. And Hinata. That's not completely true, Naruto. The man said, surprising Naruto that he knew his name. You could still... He stopped talking as Naruto clenched his fists. No, he said as he smashed his fist into the wall. I'll never be the same. I'll never be able to be useful to anyone. I'll have to stay in a special place, hated and useless forever. Everything that he had dreamed of had been taken away. As he wondered for a moment if Hinata would still want to be friends with someone like him. Hinata, he thought. What happened to Hinata Senju? She was with me when we were attacked. Naruto said, turning to where he thought the man was standing. Her? She's fine. Physically, at least. She won't be able to get any alone time for a long while now. She seemed pretty upset that she wasn't able to see you. It's been a day since that night. She tried to see you yesterday. However, it was not allowed. Naruto sighed as he walked back to his bed as he sat on the edge. At least she was alright. He may be blind, but at least he was blinded, saving her. Don't be so upset. I'm sure that you can still be a ninja, the man said. Naruto gave him a dirty look, angry that this guy was teasing him. The only reason they will ever let me go on a mission is to kill me, and I will not fall for that, said Naruto. Maybe, but that is only if you let them, the man said. A real ninja is one who endures, no matter what is thrown at him. He takes the pain and uses it to grow. If you have any sort of chance, all you need is the guts to never give up. It's all about guts, kid. Before Naruto could respond, the door of the room opened, and several adults came in. They were talking. It appeared the subject is awake. Several adults surrounded him, making him feel uncomfortable. Perfect. I'll summon the Hokage immediately, another one said. After several moments, Naruto said nothing, as someone finally touched his face as Naruto slapped the hand away. Oh, that's right, the man said. You still must be surprised from your lack of vision. Naruto scoffed. This is old news now. I already know I'm blind. That guy told me, said Naruto, pointing. After several moments of silence, as he heard the person clear their throat. Can you explain who exactly told you about your condition? The doctor asked. That guy, said Naruto, pointing to where the man's voice had came from. He told me that I'm blind and Hinata is okay, and that I've been out for a day. More silence. He could swear that the doctors are looking at him like he was crazy. What? Is he not there anymore? I was just talking with him before you guys walked in here. Literally seconds before you guys came in. There was never anyone here, the doctor said. While your information is correct, no one was in the room when we entered. And there has been no visitation either. Naruto sat down and wondered. Was he imagining talking to someone? The door opened as Naruto heard footsteps as another man stepped in. Hokage-sama, he heard. The adults in the room said. This Hokage walked up towards him, apparently looking him over in detail. What is his condition? The man asked in an old and tired voice. As now that Naruto thought about it, he wondered, how could someone so old be powerful at all? Physically, he's completely fine, the doctor from before said. All of his previous wounds had been healed completely, no doubt because of... The man stopped himself. However, it has been confirmed by the boy himself that he's indeed blind. He claimed that he heard this from another person before we entered the room. Harrison remained silent. Very well, escort him to my office and summon the council immediately. It seems that someone else was there, as Naruto felt someone took his hand and led him out the door. He could only hope that this council was a group of adults that were nicer than the others that he met. Back in Naruto's subconscious, Madara shook his head, not for the first time at the state of mind that he was stuck in. It was like a sewer. To think that he of all people would end up in a place like this, and with the Kyuubi as a jailmate. Speaking of the foxes, he turned into a separate hall, coming up on the bars. "Kyuubi," he said, "let us talk. We have much to discuss." Immediately as he said that, the place started to rumble, as those glowing eyes once again reveal himself. "Naruto is blind," Madara said. "We cannot allow this." The fox chuckled behind his gate, clearly amused by this. And why should I care if he's blind or not? As Madara chuckled as well, causing the fox to grow silent. To extend your lifespan, wise fox. Naruto being blind would likely cause some ninjas to kill him easily in the near future. And that means you and I die as well. You already understand that the three of us are tied together by that seal until death, right? The fox huffed. "I do understand that it's a seal that holds us in bond. So why don't you free us now and rip that piece of paper off?" "That seal is a lot more than a piece of paper," Madara said. "If the fort is famous for only one thing, it was a talent with seals. Only Naruto can remove it. If I attempt to touch it, either nothing will happen or I would be blown away." The fox snarled once again, agitated by this. "You claim that you could heal a stab wound to the head," Madara said, using Kyuubi pride against him. "Impressive that might be. Can the great Bijou heal blindness? Is that within your power?" he said, a bit of mockery in his tone. The fox roared down towards him, causing his hair to blow back. "Blindness, even that can be healed by power. Nothing's out of my reach. Tell me, why did the child become blind in the first place?" The fox said in an equally mocking tone. Madara scoffed in distaste. "Only the Uchihas can use Sharingan. We have a Keiki Genkai and spiritual chakra, the best of them all, that can give us a dojutsu. However, it's possible for those without the Uchiha bloodline limit to obtain the Sharingan, similar to how I obtained the Mangekyo. A normal person must replace his or her eyes with a Sharingan user's while the eyes is activated. However, because they don't have the advanced spiritual chakra, they cannot deactivate the Sharingan, and it will drain the user chakra significantly while it is in use. But with practice, Sharingan can evolve into a Mangekyo Sharingan, using that will cause even more strain on the eye than before. While this is true, a Mangekyo Sharingan cannot be given to a normal person who has not achieved themselves. The Mangekyo can only be activated by oneself, and if you already have it, you can take another's to strengthen yours. The consequences of someone having the Mangekyo Sharingan when they haven't activated themselves is simple: blindness. Naruto may be able to merge his chakra with mine, however, until he completely merge his chakra fully with mine and obtain the Sharingan for himself, he will be unable to use the Mangekyo without dangerous effects. I was able to activate my Eternal through him, but the consequences were making him go blind." The fox simply nodded as he did not know all of this before. "But if Naruto somehow activates the Sharingan, he can use it perfectly because he have your chakra." As Madara nodded, "Correct. Unlike normal people who have to take others' Sharingan, like Kakashi Hatake for example, my chakra mixes with Naruto, enhancing his spiritual chakra. It will drain him slightly, but however, over the several years it wouldn't drain him anymore, because our chakra will merge completely. This seal of the fort will allow the jailer chakra to merge with the host, but because there is two of us, it is merging both of our chakras into Naruto, even though he does not know it. He is receiving the strength and healing ability from your chakra, and my Keiki Genkai, and spiritual chakra. But even though he may receive all my chakra, he will never activate his own Sharingan. And he will never take on traits of a fox either, because he's physical, not the fox. That means if you had taken over his body and used your chakra through him, you would have hurt him. While me taking over making him go blind, you would have peeled off his entire skin. Yet even that can be healed by me," the Kyuubi said. "I will heal our host of his blindness, however, it may take even me a while. However, I'm interested in what you have planned. I have all creatures know there's more to your thoughts than meet the eye." As Madara chuckled as he started to walk, "For now, only time will tell, Lord of the Foxes," he said. As he walked away. Time skip. Hokage meeting room. It had been around 5 years since the death of the fort and the stealing of the fox. Hiruzen had been elected to take the seat once again. Much to the Uchiha clan ire, they had been hoping that their leader would have taken the seat. However, their wishes were not granted. Hiruzen thought him being re-elected was for the best, however at times like this, well, he didn't like it at all. Silence, he said, quieting everyone, as Naruto was sitting in a different room, being watched by several envoys while the meeting took place. We will now begin the meeting of the fate of Naruto Uzumaki. Before the actual choice will be made, I will describe to you the facts that we receive about the other night, given to us by a reliable source, a ninja who was trailing Naruto for safety reasons. Late in the evening around 6:30, Naruto was seen walking out to one of the training grounds with Hinata Senju. This statement caused some angry and curious murmurs, however Hiruzen went over them. The two of them sat at the waterfall, enjoying the view when a group of Kumo shinobi attacked. Shisui Uchiha and Itachi Uchiha decided to stay low who were on the scene, as they wanted to see why they were here. The Kumo ninjas claimed that they wanted Hinata for her bloodline limit to strengthen Kumo and their clans. Naruto selflessly defended Hinata, keeping her safety above his own, doing everything within his power to keep her safe. His plans failed though, and he was kicked back, but not before he set off an explosive that alerted the village. From there he was overpowered and the other ninja knocked Hinata Senju unconscious. However, with all odds against him, Naruto was able to defeat all three of them by himself. The ninja closest died of symptoms unknown. The other was beheaded, and the last died covered in burn marks. Shortly after, the envoys arrived. Itachi and Shisu was already there, making sure the kids were okay. Hiruzen paused. The council erupted. Quiet, he said, quieting them down. I am not finished. Kumo is angry that their ninja is killed, as their top ninjas didn't plan on hurting any of our ninjas, so they claim. And because of that, they require that we send Naruto over to them, or risk the next shinobi war. That's ridiculous, Shikaku said. As a Jonin commander, he held his own respect and people listened to him. How can they request for us to send them one of our life when they intended to capture Hinata Senju? Only a fool would agree to those plans. Hiruzen nodded. I disagree. One of the non-ninja heads declared. As he got up, this is a perfect opportunity for us to get rid of that demon. Clearly, he's too dangerous if the Kyuubi was able to take control of him. As several of the non-ninja heads agreed, as he sat back down with a smug look on his face. You all seem to be forgetting that Naruto is the only reason why Hinata is still with us, Shibe said. Without him, Konoha would have lost the Senju bloodline limit, and she would have been raised within Kumo. From a logical standpoint, he deserved praise for his quick thinking and actions. While the Hokage agree, there were few to none that agree. I would disagree, Tatsumi Inazaka said. I blame Naruto, but I also blame the Hyuga clan as well. Had Hinata Senju been under my clan, she would have never been able to roam around freely and be that vulnerable with that scum. More people agree with her to the point where the meeting almost got out of hand. Naruto should be killed, another non-ninja member shouted above the noise. He is too dangerous, a Kyuubi had taken over him, and he has no clan to support him. There is no one to vouch for survival. Wrong. All of them quiet down, as Fukaku Uchiha, head of the police force, stood. Naruto did well to protect Hinata, and he will not be given to Kumo under the direct orders of the Uchiha clan. The council was shocked by that. One gutsy clan head spoke up. You don't have the authority over him even though you're head of the Uchiha. You cannot make that decision. Fukaku gave the man a look, incorrect again. As of now, I, head of the Uchiha clan with the consent of my own Uchiha council, hereby adopt Naruto Uzumaki and make him a Uchiha. The entire room fell silent at that. Shocked beyond disbelief, even the Hokage was shocked. Fukaku continued. Naruto has shown himself to be an outstanding individual by being able to protect Hinata against those three Kumo shinobis, and apparently every other clan is too stupid or blind to see his power. The Uchihas have the greatest eyes in the world, and Naruto's power did not go unnoticed by them. Just then they seemed to realize that Naruto was a Jinchuriki, who was able to take out several Kumo Jonins. Well, even if he was up for adoption, why should your clan receive him? Another ninja member said. Fukaku smacked his hand on the table. Don't kid yourselves. The Uchihas have always been keeping an eye out on him. No other clan has shown interest within him. The Uchihas, with the Hyugas, is the most influential clan within Konoha. The Hyugas will be unable to make a decision in this matter, seeing that they have already adopted a strong child in their clan, Hinata Senju. So, if any of you other ninja clans would like to argue with the Uchiha clan about adopting Naruto, then please, speak up, he said. No one said a damn word. They knew that they wouldn't get a damn thing if they did. The Hyuga was the only one that can argue with the Uchihas. And they already took Hinata under their clan, so they couldn't get Naruto either. Very well, as of now, the Uchiha clan has adopted Naruto Uzumaki, who will henceforth be named Naruto Uchiha. Fukaku, after this meeting is over, I will ask that you bring me a consent form from your clan, so that you can sign Naruto ownership to the Uchiha. The consent form has already been signed by my elders, Fukaku said, as he pulled out a scroll. As I said before, Naruto potential was not hidden under our watchful eyes. We as a clan has been considering this for a long time, and we are prepared. The council was shocked that Fukaku had planned so far ahead. Now, as a clan head of Naruto Uchiha, I will not allow him to be sent to Kumo to be executed, and that is now within my power. If you would like, remind Kumo of our power and our allies, and remind them how mistaken would a war be. A peace treaty would be the logical move right now. As Hiruzen agreed with that, very well, he said. This meeting is over, he said. It's not like Hiruzen would have sent Naruto there in the first place. However, having Fukaku in this, allow him to make things even better. Kumo was taking a big step here after they planned this and they wanted to take Naruto for themselves. God knows what will happen if the child was sent there. Kumo was already known for having 2 Jinchurikis, and they would turn him into a weapon for them to be used on the battlefield. But he would not allow that. However, Naruto was finally adopted into a home. He was now Naruto Uchiha. But guys, to be in right here, if you want to see next portion do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episodes over in the making 2 of What If Naruto Was an Exile Saiyan, trained by Vados. And also over in May Prince I post a brand new series of What If Naruto had the strongest Ketoda. So go ahead and enjoy that guys. But for now, I'm out of here. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Peace.